Hi, it's me again with Corel Roll Tips and Tricks, and this for sure will be a two-part. The gentleman's needing some help, and he's pretty well on his way. He's got his living hinge. You also need to think about your living hinge on your tabs to cut all the way through, or maybe not. It's been a while since I've used a living hinge. But his main question was, how does he match up this, with the living hinge? We're going to give it our best shot. The best way I know how to do this is I'm going to take one of his living hinges, or one of his tabs. I'm going to make it kind of square, and I'm going to bring it up more into the picture. I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. That's always a good way to do it. And what we're going to do, we're going to take that and move it out of the way, and we're going to Control D and make a duplicate. And don't have to, but I'll hold down the Control button to make two of them. Instead of trying to blend this whole thing or blend this around the deal, it'd be a lot easier, and maybe because you're going to have the living hinge in two different pieces anyway. I've got my heart in the center of the page. I'm going to draw a line and hit P. I'm going to take away half the heart. I'm going to just get rid of that line. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go to Windows, Dockers, Properties, and click on this line. And we are at 1585.75. So let's type that down. 15.8575. He's working with millimeters. I'm changing it to inches, just so I know how to do it a little better. Now, and the reason I don't want to blend all the way around, I'll just show you in a second. But I'm going to go, well, you know what we're going to do too also? We're going to take a line, hold it on the Control button, and make it 15.8575 long. And we're going to see if this works. We're going to make a duplicate of these and put them over here. We're going to group those, or select both those, go up to Effects, Blend, and we're going to blend them 12 times. We're going to go down here to blend along full path. I shouldn't have got a weird shape like that. Blend along full path and rotate all objects. Nope, something's going on. Either the box, see, that's as a curve on layer 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, one way you can get around that, if he's got something done to that, because it kind of, when I looked at that, it kind of looked like not a perfectly square rectangle. 0.12 so what I'm going to do is just take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. Now I have a completely different shape. Same shape, but without any curve to it. I'm going to make it a hairline. And if you start off drawing everything in hairline, you're going to be better off. Control D and make a duplicate. Let's get rid of that one so we don't mess up. And get rid of that one so we don't mess up. Now let's blend that 12 times. That's better. Hope that made a little sense. Then grab your blend along full path, or blend a new path. There we go. Blend along full path and rotate all objects. Now I put it in the center of the, that's not really what we want. I don't know why it did that. Let's take off that. Nope, it's still putting it in the center. That's not totally a bad thing. Because we do need tabs. Let's leave that like that and see what happens in just a second. Now let's take this and see, we've got some ones we don't really need. You know what, I'm awesome. I forgot to make a copy of our blocks. I had a copy. So let's, hitting the keyboard, the plus sign, let's blend. Whenever you have a problem like that, you probably have more than one copy. There we go. I'm going to blend these 12 times. Blend along full path. I'm just seeing if this would work. Blend along full path. I don't think we need to rotate them, but I'm going to try it. No, that worked. Now, if you see, it's the same as when we did this. So that is going to be the key for the next video, I think, to see, I've got another copy there. So I'm going to apply, blend of new path, blend along full path, and rotate them. So if you notice that this is at the end of the line, and this one is at the end of the line, just like what we're going to keep for the other one. But the only other thing here, well, I zoomed out too far, is we don't need one right there. So what I'm going to do is select that, go up to Object, and, well, what I'm going to have to do is select it all. Go up to Object, break the blend apart, and I'm just going to take that one away. I don't think we need it. Now on this one, we don't really probably need one there either because you're going to have a joint there. So what I'm going to do is we'll have to go to blend, go to select it all, go to break the blend apart, and I'm going to take away these two joints so we won't mess up later. Control G to group all that together, and I'm going to put that aside. But now what we need to do is get these tabs on one side or the other. And because we have, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to Control G to group them together. I'm going to Control D to duplicate them. And while I have this, holding down the control button, see, there's our mirror image of our tabs. Now what I can do is take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. But we have changed the thickness of our tabs. If you realize, because our tabs are in the middle. I do not know why. Well, it's a path. I guess it had to put them on there. So what I'm going to try to do now is nudge my, well, I'm going to go up here, go to Object, ungroup all. I'm going to nudge that over and nudge that over. I'm hoping this will work. I'm just going to delete that. It's part of his file. I'm going to nudge them both open. Now our tabs are how thick? Our tabs are, try to go perpendicular, 0.12, okay? Let's try this, see if it works. Now, do we still have two halves? Yes. I need to make those two halves solid. So I'm going to fill them in with the Smart Fill tool and move them over. And then I'm going to left click, right click. I am going to go to Contour, go to Effects, and Contour. I'm going to contour to the outside 0.06. To the outside. Okay, got that. Now I'm going to take that and go up to Object. I'm going to have to, a lot of times if you don't select the whole thing, it won't show up. Break the contour apart. Now I'm going to take the center one, or the smaller one, and I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to contour it to the inside 0.06. So now we have three lines. Well, we should. Tell you what, let's nudge that outer line out of the way, or nudge the in. It's a lot easier sometimes to grab the inner one. So this should be our outer, that should be our original one. Now I'm going to go to the inside. There we go. Break this contour apart. And then I'm going to put these two together. Because didn't move it, but we nudged, now we have our tabs on the outside of the box. if that makes any sense. I just wanted to kind of look at it, so delete that. No, take it back. Delete this one. That's what we need right there. Now we'll take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. And if we look at the difference, I can move this one because it's not going to be used. See how much these tabs are the thickness we need where these aren't? So we've got the size of the box correct. I'm going to left click, right click, and whenever you do, make it in red and go ahead and make it a hairline because you're going to need to cut it out anyway. And there's your, of course, you'll need to make two of them because you need a top and a bottom. Now, if you need it, if you're going to, really make a top, there's another way you could make a top that will fit on top of there instead of just well, you're going to need a top. So what you could do is to take this shape, fill it in with the Smart Fill tool. Let's nudge it up and see what it looks like. Now we've moved these, so, here we go. So this is going to be the top of the box. I'm not perfect. Tell you what we can do. This should be all together. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to take that and hit P. I'm going to take this and hit P. And it's not, that must be that smaller one I made earlier. Delete that. This one is 9.4. These are the same. We're going to tell you what, I know this is probably confusing. I'm not doing a very good job. Let's left click, right click, and let's contour this to the outside 0.06. Make it a little bit bigger. Go up to effects and break contour apart. Grab the center one and move it out of the way. Grab this one and hit P. So that's going to be, let's say that's going to be your lid that's going to fit on top of the other lid. You'd probably actually want it overhanging because on the inner lid, you actually would want something to this effect. Let's contour it to the inside like 1/4 inch. So this is going to hide your tabs, and that may even be your lid. Or this is what's going to be your structure. This is what you're going to cut out, and then your lid could fit on top of that somehow. Well, very, very easily. So if you took this piece and filled this in with the Smart Fill tool, this could be your very bottom piece of the joint, and then this will be glued. Let's just hit P and P. So that little piece I just did will be glued, and it'll keep it from falling off. It'll be set down in the box, and the other shape will keep it from. So in other words, my little piece is going to be the piece that's going to keep it from falling out. Let me do that. Let me move this out of the way and hit P. Let me just do this and make it the color of wood. So that's that's going to be glued to this piece that has well, that would be the top. I know you're confused because I'm a little bit confused, but you need two pieces of wood. You need a top after you have the joint part. Well, matter of fact, this is your joint point. So you actually need your joint box on the top to look like that. So this will be, what it looks like, and then your tabs, your hinge will go around this, and then this piece will go on top of that to hide all that, and then this piece will actually go underneath that piece, glued on, and then it won't move off, it won't slide off, and you usually pick it up. I truly hope that wasn't too hard to understand. Now we're going to try to make our tab box, our hinge on part 2. I hope that helped. Thank you for watching.